Yo, what's up guys, it's NLW Figs here, back again with another video. Today, I'm going to be counting down my top 10 wrestling figures of 2021. There have been a lot of cool wrestling figures released in this year that I've picked up, and I wanted to tell you my opinions, because I did see a video by Figs31 where he ranked his top 10 elites and his top 10 AEW figures, and I'm going to just kind of go over all of the figures in wrestling, whether that be AEW, WWE, what have you, and tell you which ones are my favourites this year. But before I get into the video, make sure you like it if you enjoy it and subscribe to NLW Figs for more wrestling figure content, and let me know in those comments what your favourite figures of the year are. So without further ado, let's get into it. So these won't be in any particular order, they're just 10 of the ones that I've picked out that I enjoy. Now this first one, Ultimate Edition Kane. I've recently got this through the post, and let me tell you, it's a cracking figure. The fact it comes with the two head scans, one's with the hit hair kind of slick back and the other one a little bit more frizzy. The cape as well is a very nice addition, and just the movement of it is great. It's good to have this kind of Attitude Era Kane with the arms showing from his initial debut. It moves quite well as well, but like just the design of it is great, and it again, like the fact that I'm using Kane in NLW at the moment, I think it's going to be great for using him, and you know, all the choke slam stuff, you name it. The only problem is, well, there you go. Need I say more? That's a big problem. However, it's a great figure, and I'm not going to let that sour my opinion on it. It's just a shame because it's really great in most other areas. It's just that one area that needs fixing. But personally, as a Kane fan, really enjoy this figure, and it's great to have more Attitude Era Ultimate Editions. Continuing with Ultimate Editions, we've got this Ultimate Edition Undertaker as well. I really like this figure, man. Like, the fact that this entrance cape is so well designed and well detailed. It's actually made of good material as well, which is a plus. And yeah, like in pictures, I wasn't sold on the torso. I thought it looked a bit big, but now having it in person, I have to say it looks fantastic. It looks much better, you know, than I gave it credit for before. But the pictures, sometimes they don't do them justice, and this is one of those figures where it's like, you know, you can take as many promotional shots as you want, but until you have it in hand, you can't really appreciate how good it is, despite how good, you know, I know MBG does a lot of insane figure photography that is great to show off these figures, but even this one is like great in hand, and I would very much encourage you to pick it up. There's a lot of the head scans on it, so leave some to be desired. This is my favourite one, but the ones with the hair slicked back aren't the best. However, I do like the way that the figure is kind of durable, other than, you know, a couple of issues with other Undertaker figures. This one really knocks it out of the park. Like, I'm going to definitely use this ahead of the Ministry Taker going forward in NLW, and I'm really looking forward to doing this big time spooky entrance at WrestleMania. And now for the first AEW figure on the list, we've got this Series 6 Rey Fenix, another one that I've only recently picked up towards the end of the year, and I'm stupid for not getting it sooner, because this is fantastic. Like, much better than the Series 2, because the head scan, I believe, is much better, and I love the gold trim on it, and just the kind of, the feeling of it as well, like the material and the embossing on it. The skin tone is also much improved. The only problem is it only comes with these open palmed fists, so you don't really have the fists that come with it, but you can always swap them if you've got another AEW figure or another AEW Phoenix. However, I love the gold attire. I think the Pentagon Jr. as well is fantastic, but his attires are always great. So the reason I put Phoenix on the list ahead of Penta is just purely because the last Phoenix, not necessarily that it was a disappointment, but the scale and the fact that it went loose quite quickly was a bit of an issue. This one though, it looks great to animate with. I've already done a little bit of practice posing with him, so looking forward to using him in NLW as well. A great figure, probably my favourite AEW figure of the year. Next on my list is this Elite Randy Orton Elite Series 90, one that's only just come out, in fact. And yeah, what can I say about this figure? The first one, I believe, with double jointed arms, and it's surprising that they've not released a Randy Orton Ultimate Edition yet. I'm sure that'll be one to look out for in the future, but I'm glad to see his WrestleMania 37 attire in figure form. It was one that I've been wanting since he came out of it at WrestleMania, even though his match with The Fiend wasn't the best in the world, you know, but the head scan is great. I think it really captures his kind of intensity and the look of Randy Orton. Is it the best Randy Orton figure they've ever released? Potentially, you know, I would say it's definitely up there, and I like the white. It's a nice change of pace from the usual black attires that we get, but here, like, you can really pose around with it with the RKO and stuff like that, and it makes me tempted to bring Randy Orton back to NLW, sorry Phoenix, just to use this figure. So for that reason, I'm putting it in my top 10 figures of the year. Next up on this list, we've got a Rey Mysterio figure. Had to include at least one of them. There have been a couple of Rey Mysterio figures I believe they've released this year. This one's my favourite though, like the blue, the red and the yellow, a great colour combination. The eye patch as well is fantastic. I love the detail on it too. Inside you can actually see the mesh and everything like that. And then when we move up the top, we've got the singlet and the tattoos as well. Just a lot of detail that's gone into this figure, which I'm really digging. And again, like most Rey Mysterio figures, it's great for posability, like moving around and, you know, your 619s and your moonsaults and stuff like that. Really captures his great figure actually at his nimble age. Or his nimble figure at his ripe age at the moment of, you know, he's like 45 and he's still moving like a regular cruiserweight, which is fantastic. But yeah, like the detail and the tattoos and the colour as well. I think there's so much about this figure to like. It's really aesthetically pleasing, definitely toyetic attire for him, and yeah, this is another one that I'm looking forward to using in NLW in the near future. Sticking with the cruiserweight theme, we've got Kushida, and yeah, like, just look at all these accessories that come with it. You've got the glasses, you've got the shirt and the jacket and everything like that, and also double jointed elbows, I believe, on this one, is it? Yeah, it should be, with the new elites. But the tights as well, great to look at, and the reason this is on my list is just because it's great to see like New Japan legends in a Mattel figure form. You know, he's not really done a lot in WWE thus far other than be Cruiserweight Champion for a brief spell. I'd like to see more from him though, just because he is fantastic and I know what he can do. So it's something that I'm looking forward to seeing if he does more or what he does in the future, because he was one of my favourites in the New Japan Junior Heavyweight division, and again, because of that, that's why I really want to add him to NLW at some point. I think he could have some great matches against the likes of Ricochet and Mustafa Ali. It's just a matter of time, you know, maybe he can even do that on the main roster in WWE. But yeah, for the jacket, the cloth really captures his Back to the Future in style gear, so that's why Kushida's on the list. Next is the Messiah himself, Seth Rollins, based on his SummerSlam 2020 attire. This is Elite 86. I think I might have misspoken on the last one as well. I believe Kushida was Elite 88, not 89, as I might have said. Can't quite remember. But this one, great figure for a number of reasons. The Ashura, or the Halloween Havoc, I should say, inspired gear with the purple based on Rey Mysterio's past look, which he used against Dominic. A great kind of way to get into the mind of Rey Mysterio. You know, shame about that, but I guess don't really want to have any kind of like Messiah name on a toy, which, you know, whatever, I understand it. But a great head scan, one that I've used for multiple fix-ups as well. But yeah, like the glove, everything just moves so well, and you might have seen I animated using him at my Halloween Havoc for NLW 24/7 against MJF, and it was a great figure to pose around, and I'm just looking forward to using him because he is Intercontinental Champion on Metal Wrestling coming January, fingers crossed. So Seth Rollins going to be a big part of that, and this is a great figure to use for that, for special events, what have you, so that's why he's on the list. We have this Elite 89 Damien Priest as well next, and yeah, what can I say about this one? Great first figure in the line. They did have a basic figure released this year of Damien Priest, which, let's face it, was terrible, but they've definitely knocked it out of the park with this one, with the head scan and everything. The jacket as well looks really cool. Double jointed elbows are always a plus as well with these newer figures, and the tattoos as well. And if I take off his jacket, you can actually see the tattoo on his back. I think they've really done well to kind of capture it. There you go. Yeah, a lot of detail gone into this figure, especially in the pants and stuff. This is one that I've been wanting as a custom for a while, but never really wanted to pull the trigger. But then they released this figure, and I think the purple is, well, a great choice for his attire. Would like to see more colours incorporated from his previous attires released in figure form. But again, a toyetic attire, and it's great to see Damien Priest in figure form for once. Maybe add him to the Atlas title division on NLW, that's at least my initial plans, but I definitely want to use this figure some point very soon. Another AEW figure on the list now is you've got this Unmatched Kenny Omega. The Unmatched series, a way to get more AEW figures out in the retail shelves, and this one, fantastic. Best Omega figure that they've released to date. The first ones are a couple bit iffy because of the fact that, you know, the skin tone was outdated and the head scan left a bit to be desired, but they definitely got it right with this one. The hair, very detailed, again, like your general Jazzwares look, but these tights is where it really excels in my opinion, because you've got the blue, and this is definitely something that I said in my review when I first got these figures on this channel. I said that this was a different material to what I'd usually be used to seeing on a WWE or AEW figure, because it feels like it's been decaled on and papered on. It feels different, it doesn't feel rubbery or anything like that, and I think it makes it look a lot cooler in photography, you know, with the way the light kind of shines off of it. I might be talking nonsense here, but I know what I mean. And yeah, the head scan as well, the best one that they've released to date. If this is the standard that they can continue on with AEW figures, I'm sure they're going to knock it out of the park with many future releases. And rounding off the list, last but not least, we have this Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover Jeff Hardy. It's been one that I've been waiting to be released on Amazon for quite a while, because I was going to pre-order it, fought against it, and then it went out of stock for ages, and I finally caught it when it was in stock, and I got it for a decent price, you know, $30, not too bad, not too shabby. So, this Amazon exclusive Fan Takeover Jeff Hardy, I've seen a couple of pictures of it, but how is it in person? There are a few issues. I think that this this shirt looks a little bit big, and maybe the torso looks a bit large on him, but aside from that, like, once you take the actual shirt off, I think it looks a lot better with the attire, and they've really captured, you know, again, one of my favourite moments in wrestling ever, because I was a big Jeff Hardy mark back in the day when I was like 10 years old, and he finally won the championship, and this captures that perfectly. The neon green is one attire that I've been wanting to see for a very long time, and you know, I know this figure and this attire so well, and to see it in figure form, that's purely why it's on this list. And to get an Ultimate Edition Jeff Hardy, sadly he's been released recently, but you know, I'm wishing him nothing but the best in his future. That said, love this figure, and as the NLW champion, you know this is going to be a figure that I'm going to be using a lot in the future, so you might get sick of seeing it, but for me, one of my favourite figures of the year, and yeah, that rounds off this list. So there you have it, my top 10 wrestling figures of the year. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments below, and also comment below, what is your favourite figure that has been released in this year? Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to NLW Figs for more wrestling figure content. That's it from me. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys later.